What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a few days ago, I put out a video discussing some things that are going to be introduced within Black Ops 6. And obviously, I kind of expressed my opinions in more of a negative way. I don't really trust them too much, and a lot of people gave me a lot of crap for going ahead and having that mindset. The game isn't out yet, you're judging it way too early, you have no clue if they're going to communicate, so on and so forth. Guys, there's a reason why I specifically just don't have that amount of trust when it comes to the Call of Duty franchise, and today I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into that topic and explain why I'm viewing it the way that I'm viewing it. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And I do apologize, I will not be in the comment section today either. Remember, I'm not going to be here Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. But of course, I will return into the comments on Saturday. And if you guys want to check out any of my live streams, like I said literally a second ago, no streams for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but Saturday we will be back and in action. So if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, you guys can find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, like I was saying, I am getting a ton of hate right now for basically voicing my opinion in more of a negative light when it comes to Black Ops 6. A lot of people have hope and faith that Treyarch are about to make a banger, and don't get me wrong, I hope they make a banger too. I have to make that very clear. And it's always funny too, because I know I make it very clear. I purposely make it very clear in all my videos that I state these things, so people won't comment these things, but they still do. A lot of people don't watch the content that's on this channel, and I have to come to that understanding. A lot of people just want to click to, go down the comment section and start some beef, get someone, riled up, so on and so forth. It just got to come to that understanding. But again, for anybody else, I try to make it very clear. I am excited to see what Treyarch can do here. This is the first time in ages that they actually have a full 4-year development cycle, right? Black Ops 4 and Cold War, they got screwed over in both games where they could barely even put their own vision together. So don't get me wrong, I'm excited to see what Treyarch can produce with 4 years. But you can't blame me for being very cautious about the overall project. One of the funniest things that I've seen as being, a content creator, making content throughout all these years, is how strange the COD community is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through the hype phase in the beginning. This is for every Call of Duty game. You can go back to any COD game I covered. Every single time before the game drops, people are in love with the project and they want, nothing but positive things to be said. And then afterwards, nobody cares anymore. Everybody starts talking crap about it. A prime example would be Black Ops Cold War. I remember saying that I actually enjoyed Black Ops Cold War to a certain extent, and I got absolutely demolished for the whole year. Modern Warfare 3, another good example. I thought Modern Warfare 3 was a pretty solid title. Once again, got absolutely demolished for the full life cycle. But before these games dropped, people were actually pretty positive. They didn't mind. So it's hard for me to look at the comment section right now and, see everybody being positive, because I know for a fact that that is going to change 1010%, even if my attitude changes, because you guys know I have a very open mind, and if Treyarch proves me wrong, they prove me wrong, and I'll gladly support this game. But even if my attitude changes, and I enjoy Black Ops, 6, I guarantee the tides are going to change drastically. It's going to go from, once again, everybody saying that I'm crazy for being negative about this game, to now everybody hating Black Ops 6. I'm willing to put some money on that. But again, it's not down to the community. It's down to Treyarch themselves on the reason why I'm still worried about, this game turning out good or turning out bad. Again, you can't blame me for wanting to be cautious here, because Treyarch, yeah, they do make really solid Call of Duty games, but it doesn't mean that they listen to their communities or interact with their communities or keep us in the loop. Shoot, I'm not even asking for Treyarch to sit here and, freaking cater to every one of our whims. No, I just want them to let us know what's happening, interact with us, let us feel like we are a part of the process. Update things that need to be updated. Let us know when they'll be updated, when things will be changed. But Treyarch doesn't do that. And it worries me for the future of this game, because if they go in with that attitude, once again, it's going to be a game that it's either going to be something that you like or it's something that you're going to, absolutely hate. And they're not going to try to work with us. They're not going to try to, do anything that the community might like. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, let's go back to Black Ops Cold War for an example here. The streak system was absolutely idiotic. It was the worst thing ever created known to mankind. It was literally designed to help noobs get streaks. That's literally it. And it took the fun factor out of streaks. What makes streaks fun is that they're hard to obtain. So when you do obtain a streak, you get that adrenaline rush. In Black Ops Cold War, you don't feel that because you die, your streak doesn't reset. You can keep grinding up to that AC-130 that you've been working on the whole game with zero consequences. I used to get streaks every single game I played in Black Ops Cold War and felt absolutely nothing every single time I called it in because there was no reward. I could die so many times. As long as I can go on a few good kill streaks, we're set. We're good to go. They didn't even bother budging with that. The community complained about that all year with how bad of a system it is. Guess what? Not a single thing was done. The freaking air patrol, so toxic. That was game breaking. You could not run any streaks. You really couldn't for the whole year. I mean, I was mind boggled at the fact that they allowed that to be so easy to obtain. And let's not get this twisted here. An air patrol is practically just an EMP, but only for air vehicles at that point, right? That's all it is. So is it a bad streak? No, because we have EMPs in the game. But the fact of the matter is that it was placed so early on in a game that allowed you to, never lose your streak. So guess what? Even Timmy was able to pick up an air patrol every single match he played. Every single freaking match. And what does this create? This creates a crappy environment where people who are better at the game, who do want to go ahead and get those streaks, can't do so because Timmy over there is always going to have an air patrol ready for you to pop it up. It killed the purpose of going for streaks. If you were an experienced player, you either ran streaks that could not get taken out from the air patrol, or you ran an air patrol yourself. So when you do call in a streak, if they call in their air patrol, you can counter theirs with your air patrol. But it sucks, because what good player wants to give up a streak slot for an air patrol just to counter the enemies? No, I want to stack that up with everything. I want to use more, assault streaks. I want to get more kills. I want to enjoy what's in the game. But no, it was a mandatory slot. I always had to run an air patrol to guarantee that my air streaks would stay in the sky. And, if I didn't have an air patrol, bye-bye, it's a GG in the chat. Or the third way, of course, you can go ahead and squad up with your teammates, and everybody runs air patrols. And that's what I used to do as well, because as you guys know, I always do open lobbies on my streams in Black Ops Cold War. We were streaming then. So basically, we always had a full 6-stack. Everybody ran air patrols. So we were allowed to basically go ahead and mess around with more different air streaks, because we always had someone on deck to call it in. You know what I'm saying? Because the problem is that if I were to use an AC-130, I can't call in an air patrol if I'm playing solo, right? Because I'm in the AC-130. I mean, you could actually hop out because it was a feature, I believe that was in Cold War, right? Where you can hop out and the AC-130 was AI controlled and you could still run around, so you could do that. But what's the fun of that? Who wants to get that AC-130 and then not use it? You know what I'm saying? No, I want to use the AC-130. But the problem is, if I'm playing solo and I am running air patrol, I can't call in my air patrol. And if you call the air patrol in ahead of time, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's irrelevant because then their air patrol is going to take out your air patrol and then also the AC-130. So you can't do that, right? You need a squad, or if you're playing solo, you can't use those cool streaks. You have to use streaks that are AI controlled, so you are still on the ground and you can call in your air patrol when the enemy team starts spamming it on in. But I apologize, I went on a little bit of a rant there. The point being made here is that they aren't going to change anything if we want it to be done, and that's what I'm worrying about with BO6, right? Everybody said, oh, he's just complaining about Omni movement not having a toggle feature, and the streak's not looping. Oh, he's complaining about that. This is what I'm saying. This goes back to the beginning of this video where I say people don't actually watch the content. They just literally look at the thumbnail and the title and they leave a comment. If they listened to the video, they would have clearly heard me say that I am really excited for Omni movement and I don't care if streaks, don't loop. It's not that big of a deal to me. Would I enjoy it? Yeah. But is it a big deal? No. The point of the video was pointing out that it seems that Treyarch is not going to continue the trend that Sledgehammer has set when it comes to communication and making us feel like we are in the loop and things are going to be resolved and things that are ruining the game down to the core fundamentals that they might like, but when it's in practice with the public doesn't work, we want those things changed. And Sledgehammer was willing to do that. But again, thinking back to Black Ops Cold War, that change could have easily been done. They could have easily knocked up the air patrol to a much higher amount of score. So the only people who could really obtain the air patrol are people who are, good enough to get that score. Not just Timmy that needs a few, 1,000 points to unlock it and they can get it every single game, right? That takes no effort, but they refuse to do it. How much of a problem is it to go ahead and change the stupid streak system that, allows you to loop your streaks through your death and change it to just your basic score streak system where you lose your streak when you die, but it still goes based off of score. They added that before back in the day. Wasn't it Modern Warfare 2019? Or was it a different game? Where at first it didn't have it. It was only kill streaks, but later on they added a score streak toggle. So you can toggle between kill streaks and score streaks, right? Like, it's not impossible to do. They could have easily done it. But guess what they didn't do? They didn't bother. These are the reasons why I'm worried. These are the reasons why I'm worried. And again, they can make a banging game. And if they make a banging game, that's fantastic. If they communicate, that's fantastic. Again, you guys have to understand on this channel, I keep my mind open. If they prove me wrong and do things correctly, I'll gladly eat these words and praise them. Just like I did with Modern Warfare 3. I was worried about Modern Warfare 3. I didn't want to give them too much props because, again, I never really cared for Sledgehammer as a team. You know what I'm saying? So it just really wasn't my cup of tea. So I was very cautious with them, but they completely proved me wrong. And honestly, they are one of my favorite teams now after Modern Warfare 3 and all the things that they have done for us. They have completely changed my opinion about them. And guess what? I own up to it, right? I own up to it. And the same thing will be done with Treyarch here. But you can't be mad at me for coming into this cautious because Treyarch has still yet to do anything to prove to me that they actually care. This happens every year. They always do these little, podcasts or get-togethers or information, stuff. Always put these things together before the game launches. I mean, it's nothing new. This always happens. So again, this doesn't faze me. What fazes me is when the game drops. If Black Ops 6 drops and they continue this communication and they keep us in the loop, you know what I'm saying? And we can resolve things and fix things and we feel a part of the process, then you know what? Yes. Like I said, I'll eat these words and I'll give them all the praise in the world and I'll make sure people know that I enjoy Black Ops 6, right? Easy as that. But until then, I am staying cautious. I don't care what anybody says. I know the game hasn't dropped yet. How could you form these opinions? I formed these opinions based off of what Treyarch's done before, okay? And it's not like it's a different team. Yeah, Vaughn left and all that stuff, but it's still the same people that they picked up, right? They put together that workforce. They put together all those developers. So for me personally, I'm going to hold them at those same standards. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily at 8 morning Eastern time. And like I said earlier, if you guys want to check out any of my live streams, I'll be back on Saturday. And that stream will go live between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. You guys can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.